stocks our strategists feel are poised to deliver positive returns are featured now in their top stock picks of the week.
Welcome to this week's Top Stock Picks. I'm Tracey Ryniec, and I'm joined at the chairs this week by Sheraz Mian with a couple of retail names. Yes, retailers are now back on the scene, and their earnings are starting to rise. Which ones should you be buying? We're going to talk about it. Sheraz, it's Black Friday happened,
Sure.
and then we had Cyber Monday now. So everybody's in the shopping mood. It looks like good numbers are coming
Absolutely.
out. So we decided to take a look at a couple retailers this week. It's been a hated sector.
That's right.
But you brought one, VF Corporation.
Yes.
Most people don't know what VF Corporation is. It's
Yeah.
ticker VFC. But what do they do?
The whole a very broad portfolio of apparel and footwear brands. The big part of the business is in the active wear, outdoorsy type of stuff. So North Face is something that folks are very familiar with.
Definitely.
Timberland is another one that people are familiar with. And it's about 2/3 of the business is that. The other 1/3 is a variety of other brands. They own the Lee jeans, the Wrangler jeans. So it's about 30 brands, very strong growth profile, about 1,500 stores, but most of the growth now is coming from this direct-to-consumer part of the business. And Amazon is not a threat for them. It is, in a way, one of the distribution channels or outlets for them.
Okay.
And they have, as I mentioned, a very fast-growing direct-to-consumer business. In the most recent quarter, when they beat handily top and bottom line and guided higher, the stock was up 5-7%.
Wow.
Following the earnings release. Another big growth area for them is international. It's about 25-30% of revenue is currently international, but many of its major brands are under-penetrated, and they see international as a major growth area. And a third one is these tuck-on acquisitions, where they buy these smaller private or public brands that can fit in properly within their portfolio. So a good diversified business, solid balance sheet, generates a ton of cash. They share their cash with shareholders too, 2.5% dividend yield.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, the stock has been doing pretty good. Most of the retailers, people have come around to, as you mentioned, that they are not dead.
No.
That Amazon isn't killing every retailer.
That's right.
VFC has done pretty good too, but I think that momentum should continue in 2018 and 19 too.
Okay, yeah, I think that's definitely an area to watch. I did hear over the Black Friday weekend, Macy's was saying that they were selling like 1 million coats, and they do carry some of VF's brands like North Face and such. So
Okay, good.
I'm sure that was involved in there. And the kind of cooler weather is helping that.
That's right.
Should help the North Face brand too.
You have a much fancier
I do.
coat company.
Yes, Canada Goose is
Okay.
my ticker. They only went public this year, people forget, but if they aren't familiar, it's one of those luxury coat brands.
That's
and
right.
their coats start at like $900 to $1,000. Yeah, I know. But they do have that nice Canada Goose down in them, which is kind of what they have always promoted. So I brought a look at what the estimates scene is looking like for this one because it looks good. They did report a couple weeks ago, and you can see for this year, earnings are on the upswing. That's why we get a Zacks rank number 2 with this stock. And then next year, you see a big jump there.
That's right.
From the 46 to the 57, up 38% this fiscal year, expected to be up another 23% next year. I did bring the price and consensus chart so we can kind of look at what that looks like just visually to see the jump here. If I can get it to go here. It's not going.
I think the
there
system
it
is a
is.
little bit slow today.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see this is what you want to see, especially with the new IPO, because sometimes
That's
they go
right.
IPO, little disappointing on the actual earnings front, but this one didn't, and the earnings are kind of following along with the chart. You can see it's got this big jump now because people are getting excited about this holiday season, and this is their big shopping season, obviously, for coats and that kind of wear. I did bring the longer chart out, and you can see you can see where kind of the doom was priced in there in the middle of the summer. Everybody's thinking all retail is dying. But Canada Goose has been expanding in the brick and mortar, interestingly. So they aren't just online anymore. And they do sell in stores. So they have a lot of wholesale business. But they have about 7 standalone stores now. And they're in prime shopping areas. So they're not messing around. They're going to the Mag Mile here in Chicago. There was a line out there on Black Friday. They had to like rope everybody off and let only a few people in at a time. That's what you want to see with one of these luxury brands, real demand there. And they expect to have about 20 stores by 2020. So they'll have both a combination of online in department stores and other wholesale just brick and mortar stores, and then their own stores. So I kind of like this story as long as, you know, the global economy is doing better.
Sure.
People will spend $1,000 on a coat. Some won't, but a lot will. So this
It's
is
a status symbol.
It is, and this is definitely one to watch. They are kind of expanding now outside of coats and the winter wear into the knitwear, so sweaters and such. I'm not sure how successful that's going to be. But for right now, the coat is still the #1 coat brand that everybody wants at this luxury level. So
Very good.
something I'm going to be watching.
Sure.
But both of these are big in the coats.
Yeah,
So we'll see. We'll see
that's
how
right.
this winter turns out to be and how this shopping season is. But it looks like it's off to a strong start. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
so we'll see. So if you want to see any more of our retail plays, be sure to go over to Zacks.com where you can see the rankings on all the retail, especially the apparel, because it looks like apparel's back in. It's hard to believe because it's been out for so long, but you got to buy some new clothes at some point, and this year seems to be the time. So be sure to go over there to Zacks.com, check out all our articles and our ranks on the other apparel retailers, and we'll see you again next week.